Okay, Mark. So I'm looking. This is your transom bow. This is the very last frame. Now it seems to be in good shape. The chine, however, we determined is made out of ash, and it is rotted badly, and it has infected this frame right here, which is it's infected. Let's see here. It's infected this next frame forward, but only slightly on the end. I think that could be treated with borax and also a borax solution that kills mold, and also with clear penetrating epoxy sealer. These frames are infected, and I don't know for sure what they're made out of, but gee, that looks like the same grain. That could be white oak. Ash and white oak appear to be very similar, or they are, very similar in appearance, but when you sand them, there's a definite difference in the smell. The ash has not a good smell at all. The white oak smells like whiskey barrels, and that's because whiskey barrels are made from white oak. So I don't know if this is ash and it's going to be prone to more damage, or if this is white oak. The same thing back here. I forgot to mention on the very back frame, this has been changed. This was originally would have been 3 layers, which was their Achilles heel. So that's been changed. I don't know what wood was used. So I have a little suspicion that that could be a problem in the future, but I can't say that for sure. This appears to be ash as well. And ash is our problem. Ash is what was used in the chine. Ash is what was used in that frame. Ash is what was used in this frame that's missing. I showed you the pieces of this frame. And so ash was what was used in that frame. This frame exhibits rot. Okay, so I've got this frame, and this frame that have to be removed and replaced. We also have battens that are rotted. You can see the rot in this one. This one's rotted off between these two frames. Again, for reference, transom bow has been replaced. Don't know what it is. This has been replaced. Seems to be ash. It's infected. This one appears to be ash. It's infected. That might could be arrested, and I say might could be. I mean, we've done some treatments, and I don't know if they're going to last a lifetime, or what I've got left. They may last way beyond my lifetime. We have right here, we have an infected frame as well. You can see the mold is kind of, actually I think the mold species is something about Spideriferous or something like that. I don't recall now exactly, but you see the spider web appearance. So this chine, it appears that the chine was spliced right here. And so you'd think that if that's the case, and I really don't know if that's, it looks like it could have been a scarf joint. I don't know for sure. Yeah, looks like it was a scarf joint. So this back, one would think that all they'd have to do is replace from here back. And oh, by the way, here is, this ventilator is right behind the back seat. as I recall. And yeah, so we got to replace the chine at least that far. And the reason I say at least that far is I have some infection here. I got some sure enough rot right here. Okay. So while we're replacing, we would need to come up this far. And this far is, there's your garboard drain. So that's in front, that's underneath your front seat, as I recall. And so, basically we're doing about half the chine, splicing a new piece in. So the other thing that is creating some difficulty is that this frame that is damaged right here is all the way across one piece frame. So is this one. So to actually, I can work this from one side, but it becomes very time consuming, that S having the appearance of a $sign rather than an S. Let's see. I've got, that's the infected one I showed you earlier. Again, that grain appears that it could be white oak, but again, the ash grain looks very similar. So I would have to actually sand on that to determine whether or not it's ash. While we're doing this effort, we would want to get all the ash out that we can get out, because otherwise we fix this part back here and we have this part then take off and rot, and you're back in 5 or 10 years, which is what we don't want. So the thing I'm having, and of course, the thing I'm having difficulty with, of course, when we do the chine, we got to take this plank off, and we have to take this plank partially off, or because our splice is up in this area, you're going to have to be up in this area right here, which is even with your Century emblem, which is even with there's your steering wheel. So even with there's your bilge pump. So even with your garboard plug. And this is why I've been having so much difficulty with what is the correct answer. We have 2 frames on this side that I think I showed in an earlier email or an earlier video that are damaged, infected. So, one mic could take half the bottom off and work the back part of the boat and either inspect or not inspect farther forward, or one could just go ahead and do it right, because we don't know where all ash was used. So I'm gonna put together a price for the repairs, just because I know you're sensitive to budget, and I'm sensitive to budget too. But I think we're going to be approaching the cost of a new bottom, because doing the new bottom with this boat upside down is so much simpler than trying to work stuff from the inside. You're crawling in and out of the boat, and there's a lot of time consumed in just trying to work it from the inside. So with that, I guess I might as well close, because I don't have any more answers for you just yet.